have we been working on this week? We've had incredible performance improvement this week. We went kind of backwards, but it's a necessary backwards movement. We had some legacy code in our software from back in 2023 when we started actually writing the code for Univah Pro. And we made a lot of mistakes back then in 2022, 2023. I've said this often before, but we had to rewrite Univah 4 times before we actually got it right. So the Univah you're seeing today is the 4th try. The first 3 tries, very bad. So we had some legacy code from when we first started, which was causing gigantic, I mean, over 90% drop in FPS. We had some super problematic code that was making the UI render extremely slow. And I never noticed it until just the other day when I was testing every single panel. And I realized that when I opened certain UI panels, the FPS would drop from, you know, you've seen Univah Pro. We had the per object styling. That UI has over 20 sliders, spin boxes, and they're doing a lot. And I realized that when that is expanded, our FPS, I'm not kidding you, it would drop from like 400, and this is in debug mode, it would drop from 400 down to 33 FPS. That is a significant drop, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? So I would expand it and then not expand it, and then I would see that only when it was expanded was it dropping from 400 plus FPS down to 33 FPS. So I was like, I cannot believe this. So I had to go dig through lots of code to see what are we doing wrong. And usually, the amazing thing about programming is that a lot of times, the thing that's causing gigantic issues in your code, it could be one line, one careless line that you added in there that you forgot to remove. As you improved your code, you rewrote things, refactored things, did things a little better, and you forgot to remove the problematic code that you had from 2023. That was the case. So we found the one line. Well, in our case, it was 2 lines, but in different sections. That was causing this massive drop in frames per second when we would expand certain UI panels. And it's, you know, it's the UI panels that are doing the most work, like the animation timeline, per object styling that has a whole bunch of, you know, because that's where you're going to be doing majority of your work. So we were able to solve that, and I was really happy about that. Okay, let's take a look at what else we've been improving on, because we've made quite a lot of improvements. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of GPU improvements, CPU improvements that we've made in performance. It's important that you always keep improving. Always clean, always improve. That's our philosophy. So you know how when you're a chef or when you're, you know, just a person that cooks, if you cook at home, it's best not to wait until you're done cooking before you clean. I like to clean while I cook. So that same philosophy, if you apply it to programming, it's very helpful. Don't wait until your software is gigantic before you clean up. You should be cleaning every time you implement a new feature. Actually, right before you implement a new feature, you should do as much cleaning, refactoring, clean as you go. Clean as you go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we did, it's a lot of stuff. We've done all this week. Just so much. Look at our big wins. I always write it here, big wins. Big wins. Yeah, so we've a lot of stuff this month. I'm just so happy about the way things are moving, and it's just so much. I can't read it. It's just too much to read. Can you see it? Is it too bright? It's a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, so simple things that really make a huge difference, just like improving attach and detach. That's much smoother now. Improving look at. So instead of animating a camera following an object, you just say look at, and it looks at that object. Improving that. Making sure that we have proper hierarchies now. So in the timeline now has proper hierarchies so that doing attach and detach is much simpler. Of course, you can use the dedicated attach and detach in the UI, but now you can also just drag an object into another object, and it's going to create a nice tree for you to show you that this object is the parent of the other object. And you can add as many grandchildren, children, you can go as nested as you want, and Univah will now respect that. So we've improved that. So that's gigantic because before we weren't doing it that way. So super happy about that. Let's see, what else? Okay. If I was to talk to you about our key value proposition, I mean, there's just so much. Univah does so much that other softwares don't. Do you know that in Univah Pro, you can have cell shading in the exact same scene as PBR? That means now you can say, hey, I want my background. This is gonna take your architectural renderings to a whole nother level. You can now say, I want my background to be PBR, but I want the character to be cell shading. You can now also mix cell shading and sketch in the same scene without layers, without having to do, compositing in After Effects. There's no need for any of that. All of this in Univah Pro is live. And you don't have to set up a single node graph. You don't have to recompile a shader. You don't have to struggle with node trees and graphs. None of that. It's a click of a button. That alone sets our software just like gigantically, drastically apart from anything else that's out there in the market. In Blender, sure, you have cell shading. Sure, I'm sure maybe you can mix and match different rendering styles in the same scene, but it's gonna take some work. It's not a click of a button. You're gonna have to work with complex shader setups. You have to build a shader, you have to build your own blah, 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 maybe buy a plugin. Yeah. So, it's not the same. In Maya, same thing. Houdini, same thing. Not a click of a button, not as seamlessly as the way Univah Pro does it. Did you also know that in Univah Pro, you can play an animation, and while the animation is playing, you can live swap SDF operators. I know, it's crazy. You've never seen that before because there's no software doing it but Univah Pro. While your animation's playing, you don't have to stop the animation, go back and redo your nodes, then come back, and then if you want to see the final render, you click render, you wait in Redshift, and then when you're ready, you send it to your render farm, or you pay and you send it to your cloud rendering. No. In Univah Pro, you don't have to do all that. You see the final quality while you're working in real time, while the animation is playing, and while it's playing, you can swap out different operators while it's playing. It works like magic. You've never seen this before. While it's playing, you can say smooth union. No, don't want it. Subtraction. You don't want it. Intersection. Don't want that. So you can do all the different operators on the fly while the animation's playing. So setting a keyframe. So let me give you an example. You set a keyframe to move an object from point A to point B. And when you animated that, it was a smooth union. Okay? It was a smooth union, but now you can go back while it's playing, because what this allows you to do now, it allows you to live edit, and it allows you to say, hey, I want to see what this other effect would look like at frame 120. And rather than having to go back and reset and redo and do node graphs in Univah Pro, you just swap it in real time. There is zero interruption. I mean, that again, that alone is a huge win, okay? Drastically different from how other softwares do things. So, sorry, my lights. Yeah, so lights are on a timer. Okay, so that is incredible. It's just incredible. It's such an exciting tool. I can't wait for you guys to try it. And so, apart from the fact that we have magical live SDF swapping and real-time live animation, and you can change keyframes just like that. Apart from the fact that you can mix and match rendering styles like it's nothing, a feature that in other softwares would take hours. You would have to manually build shaders in Houdini, in Blender, in Unity, in Unreal. You're building this manually. It's not a click of a button. I mean, wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm excited because, like I said, we've always told you that this tool was going to change everything. There are a lot of people using the words, this changes everything. But no, Univah Pro changes everything. This is a disruptor. It's a true disruptor. And I don't have to say that. You're seeing, and you're going to see even greater things than this. We've shown you just a little bit of what Univah can do. You're going to see even greater things than this coming soon. So I thank you for your support. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or you can contact us directly on our website, which is smsoftwarecompany.com. My name is Stephanie Agberton Michaels. I'm the founder and CEO, and I'm very excited to show you what's coming in Univah Pro. Have a good one.